Hi all, Goddess Renata here, 3/3/2024. Today happens to actually be my 67th birthday, so 6-7, let's share numbers just a little bit because it's a favorite discussion of mine. 6-7, we add those together, we get a 13 if my math is correct. Yeah, 13/4. Yeah. So it's tearing down old ways and rebuilding new structures. I probably add it wrong, it might be a 5. It might be a 5. It might be a 5. 2, 24, 3, 3. What do we have? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, 5. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. It's a 5 year for me. That's actually how you figure out what year you're in. So I'm 3/3/1957, right? That's my life path. But if we do 3/3/2024, which is today exactly, it's a 5 day. I have lots of 5s in my name, as represented by the letters N, E, and W. New. That's how I remember the acronym for the Pythagorean number system that I utilize. I didn't really plan what I was going to talk about to you today. I just wanted to share, be present, and then the numbers just start rolling off. So let's just go with the numbers. When you have an opportunity to come down and sit with me in a session, or an opportunity for me to do your numerology report and then, share that with you, some of these insights I'm going to share right now will be really valuable. We'll stay with this a little bit, and then I want to also share a couple of tools that I find super valuable. I find them valuable because right now in this time, let's say 2 things. If you're not liking what's showing up in your life right now, I know I hear people, I hear myself sometimes, I'm just not liking what's showing up. Once I learned how to reverse that and how to create my own bubble, but to ground that and then move from that sphere only, my life became more graceful. I feel like grace is a valuable asset in anybody's life, whether you're in a hurry or you're not in a hurry, whether you're loving on yourself or not loving on yourself, a little bit of grace gives you a little extra space. So if you're not liking what's showing up in your life, it's your job, it's your responsibility to shift that, okay? And the second thing, you're it in a bag of chips. I don't know where I heard that from before, but I love that. You're it in a bag of chips. It's like, I stopped seeking a long time ago, so we need to stop looking outside of ourselves. I call that kind of like carrot dangling, right? Stop looking outside of yourselves for the good stuff. All the good stuff is on the inside. And true, maturity, as you move along, you have life experiences, you take some time to reflect or not reflect. But as you just, hindsight is always valuable, right? We all have that ability. And you see where you could have gone left instead of right, or right instead of left. And then you bring those together, you integrate that wisdom, and you move forward. That's what we're doing now. So I really like to counsel people to really inspire them to pay attention. Be present with yourself. Ground that energy. All right, so let's see if we got a message for us, right now. When I came into the studio, I dropped all these cards on the floor, and there was a message that said something about laughter and play is leading the way. And that's true. I used to be so freaking serious. Aside from having lots of 5s in my name, I have that life path of 7. They say 7 is one of the most spiritual cards in the deck. Okay, well, let's talk about that. 1 is about moving forward, 2 is about unifying, 3 is about creating, either being creative or being critical of yourself, right? And then you take that creative energy and you ground it like a 4, like a stable house, super important. And then as you take that wisdom, you get that new freedom that you plug into. I've got the 5. But I used to always just keep building things and then plug in and then never see them mature, right? I wouldn't focus long enough to see the fruits of my labor, to be able to pick the low-hanging fruit, to pick it off the ground and go, ooh, that's juicy. I was missing my juicy juice all the time. And once I learned that I need to be inside of my own sphere, creating in my own life energy and my life force, and stop paying attention to what's outside of me, I'm not an anarchist. I stop at the lights, but I'll jaywalk if I can. Do you know what I mean? We all do that. So I'm not living by prescription at all in my life. So that's why I channel Goddess Renata, that's me, that's my higher wisdom. I create my own little oracle cards because that's the way it rolls for me. So let's see if we got a message for us. Now you know about 5 energy and how it's new, the acronym for creating that. You also know that 7 is the most spiritual card in the deck, and it causes us to reflect a lot. You know, to reflect, to go inward with that journey. I said the 5, which is the plugging in. The 6 is that peace, getting that inner peace from our own wisdom. And the 7 is deciding what you're going to do with it. And the 8, because this is an 8 year, 2024, we're just doing the math, 2 plus 0 is 2 plus 2 plus 4, so 4 plus 4, 8, okay? That's all we're doing. It's an 8 year, so it's the as above, so below, as inside, outside, as to the left, to the right, as to the back, to the front. I know you feel what I'm saying. Everything is a reflection out there. And so again, full circle, if you see something in your life that you're not appreciating, there's always some good stuff there. There's always some good stuff there. But if you are, you know, catalyzed by that, irritated by that, frustrated by that, I use numbers to let you recollect your wisdom and to really be able to reflect. So 7. Let's see if we got a message. I know I'm moving quickly, don't I? Oops, something dropped. In my language, anything that drops out, whether it's a tarot deck, you know, oracle deck, just a regular playing card deck, if it's a dropout, it's got my attention. So let's see what the dropout is. Oh, we were just talking about grace. Now I'll bring in the other concept of synchronicity. So check this out. Make grace bigger on your screen of life. Okay, what did I just say about grace about a few seconds ago? Right? I said it's helpful no matter what. It gives you some space so that you can experience more grace in your life. Because what's the purpose of being here? It's not about all the achievements outside. All that's really valuable, and it gets to be better. It gets to be juicier when you participate in your joy. But that being all aside, grace is just something to support you that has your back. And the number on this one is 314. So we're talking about tearing down old structures, your belief system, others' belief systems, and then taking the wisdom as you go along, right? Kind of like sticky tape. It's something like that. You get the visual? And so you have to consciously want to connect. And then, you know, like that sticky tape, sometimes you get stuff on that you don't want. You have to consciously disconnect. Sometimes you have to cut it. Sometimes that stuff is really resistant. You know, our life is like sticky tape. If we don't pay attention, like that old fly swatter in your grandmother's ceiling where it's supposed to catch the flies like 20 years ago, and it's still there. Oh. And we have to laugh. You know, I thought about the things that I wanted to share, and like, you know, I got a big head of knowledge of stuff, right? A bunch of stuff, like all of us do. So you don't need more stuff to make your life more better. I get that. And as you stop seeking outside of yourself, all that stuff that you got up here finds its mate on the inside. And you start to integrate all of that knowledge and all of that wisdom, and then there you go. I'm back to the grace thing again. You know, I can't get off the grace thing. It's just super important for all of us to be a lot more funny and maybe a lot more silly and play dress up. You see what I got on today? I got this for my birthday. It's kind of fun, isn't it? But color, you know? How many of you think that maybe you're not, like, I don't like to dress? I know there's some of you out there. And I'm like Pacific Northwest gray. I feel you on that one. But check out your environment. Open your refrigerator. Maybe you have an array of exotic fruits and vegetables in there. The reds, the greens, the purples, the raspberry colors, all of that in there, right? There you go. There's a stripe for color. Maybe the sheets and the things in your bedroom are really colorful, you know, floral or stripes, right? Okay. Don't let me go into the underwear drawer for you ladies. Oh, but for guys too, though, they got the crazy boxers with the faces and stuff on it, you know? Everybody can be sassy now in some kind of way. Everybody can incorporate the vibration of color. We are electromagnetic beings. We are multidimensional. Not to say multi-melanated, that's a mouthful. Multi-dimensional, multi-melanated, but we are, right? We're a universal mind. We're like the walking action figures down here on the planet. Graceful action figures. That's a nice thought, huh? What an oxymoron. Graceful action figures. Let's go fighting, but let's be graceful about it. How do you do that? You stop the warring on the inside first. There is nothing that you can accomplish on the outside of you that you cannot first master on the inside of you. That's the purpose of being here. You thought I forgot that. I came full circle, shared some other stuff, and boom, there I am. That's what happens when you're centered, when you're focused. Like, you don't worry. You just let things kind of come and flow. That's what happens when you channel. What wisdom is it? It's my wisdom, but can you borrow that wisdom? Yeah, you can have all of it. You know, I got more. We all do. We all got more. But not if we're looking outside. That's the stingy side. That's not the real side. That's not who you are. That's the empty bag of chips. And not even barbecue. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Some of you that have been along with me in this movement of wisdom in the age 67, there's some of you out there that are older and then younger. I'm actually doing a little podcast with my granddaughter. It's kind of fun. We've been like talking on Zoom a little bit, then we start talking about how she is the presence, you know, and the present in the area where she lives in terms of wanting to bring people together and start community. Is she an activist? No. But she did serious gaming and streaming. And she would have people tell her, she told me just a bit ago, at the end of one of her streams, she'd get like these, and she got donations too. She monetized. You know, she's good. We've talked about that a little bit. But she said, you know, Mimi, people, my name is Mimi, people would tell me, oh, thank you, that just saved my day. Like your stream, that was just great. You know, and I didn't understand that totally when she said she was doing that, but I could feel the energy and the grace and the gratitude when she shared that with me. I could feel that, like, oh. So that's probably the second thing. Let's not be judging what the bag of chips is for people. It can be anything and everything. Whatever gets you into the zone, you know? Whatever allows you to be in your flow, in your know, mostly in your heart, that's the good stuff. But I know there's the funny side of it, says that make sure you don't fart, you know, but sometimes that's good too. I used to do that when my husband and I first got married. I would roll up the window. And when my best lady at the wedding, she's like, or my husband's like, so did she like roll up the window on you? And yeah, I did. We just laughed. Better out than in. Actually, to experience more of that grace, you got to make more space for that grace to be in your life. You really do. You got to make more space for that grace to be in your life. You really do. You got to clear the plate. You got to clear the slate. So we got make grace bigger on your screen of life. I like that. That's 31-4. Let's see what we got for just our little number. A number card. And then we'll move on to showing you one of the tools that I talked about that's really valuable that I show all the people I work with. Oh, here's one. Ace of Hearts. Ace to me always represents, well, new beginnings, and because it's the heart, so it's new beginnings in the heart. Is that for everybody? Sure, if you choose it to be. Everything is a choice. It doesn't matter if you find yourself spinning downward, and again, remember I said you don't like what you see. It's a choice to stay there. It's a choice to feel like you're stuck. And even if you're kind of spiraling downward, it's a choice for you to look up and see it a different way. Yeah? So ace. So we got 4 and 5. Talk about synchronicity. 3, 1, 4 plus ace represents the 1. The 1. So we got 5. So I today am plugging into new energy and doing this blogcast, because I'm talking, it's not just an audio, is all about that. It's about plugging into new energy, a new freedom that we all have inside of us. So let's do the prayer of protection. Let me give you a little bit of background on that. And I don't particularly believe in protection because we don't really need to protect ourselves. But for the lack of anything else to say, we'll call it prayer protection. I learned this from my friend Tim Doyle and the Golden Ones. And Tim had appeared serendipitously in another group that I am on Saturdays in our inbox. And so I had asked Danielle, one of the girls that led that group, I'm like, Danielle, well, who's this Tim guy? And she's like, well, I don't know. It just appeared in our inbox. I'm like, okay. I said, well, I'm going to go on the website and check him out. So I went on the website, and he had a few things listed. The prayer protection was one of those, and the emotional parasite release. So prayer protection we're going to go over, and the emotional parasite release. And I'm feeling like I need to say both of them independently, and then show you the hand placements on the other one. And then it'll be listed in the description where you can go to Tim's website. You can go to my YouTube channel, and better yet, because I'm in Washington, you can come see me at Crystal Spirit in Tacoma. That's a good thing. And my phone number and contact information will be there for you as well. So let's see, prayer protection. I'll go ahead and say it, and then we'll do it another time, and then we'll go to the emotional parasite release. Does that feel like a good thing? Okay, good. Let's see, is there anything else I need to say to you about that? No. I generally close my eyes, so I'll go ahead and close my eyes and do that so you can kind of feel the energy of it and just follow along, and then we'll do it again, okay? Perfect. I surround myself in a circle of light and an armor of love in which nothing remains and nothing penetrates like divine love. I call upon the Golden Ones, the Loved One, to remove all energies and entities from my person, be they malicious, deterrent, malignant, or otherwise, and return them back to the light for illumination. The Mother, Father, God frees all of these energies and entities, and I am presence, accepts no reversal for the treatment of these souls. In the name of universal God consciousness, and so it is. All right. So it doesn't particularly matter what your belief system is necessarily. When Tim shared this with me and he explained what that was about, I'm like, this is a good one. Because there's lots of earthbound souls. You know, sometimes we shortchange our experience here. And we're actually doing a service when we don't take on, a lot of us are empathic, we just suck it up. You know, walk around with other people's stuff just all over us. Again, you gotta be conscious about that. So that's why I'm gonna share that with you. Earthbound spirits, so we're actually doing a service when we say that. And when you commit that to memory, it becomes easy to say. Tim said the first time he recognized that, he was a little cavalier about picking up stuff. He thought that he was pretty masterful, and so one day he is walking and he feels like there's just something, you know? Just something. And actually his son said he felt like there was something. And so Tim had known this, and like, okay, well, let's get you to do the prayer and see if you feel different. Making this short story, he said the prayer, he felt different. I was a little cavalier about shielding, let's say shielding. Once I had this prayer in place, I committed to memory, and sometimes when the energies just feel heavy, we'll say it again. I surround myself in a circle of light and an armor of love in which nothing remains and nothing penetrates like divine love. I call upon the Golden Ones, the Loved Ones, galactic brothers and sisters, and my ancient lineage to be here with me now and to remove all energies from my presence, be they malicious, deterrent, ignorant, or otherwise, and return them back to the light for illumination. I call upon the Father, the Mother God, to free all these energies from me, and I am not responsible personally or collectively for the treatment of these souls. In the name of universal God consciousness, and so it is. You always take the energy of whatever it is, commit it to memory, and then sometimes it comes out a little bit different. You might want to add some different lineage in there. That was my point. You still can feel the intensity of that. So after you're done listening to this particular little episode, go and download the prayer protection. Go to Tim Doyle and the Golden Ones website on YouTube. Join his membership program. That'd be cool. And then share this with others. That's the first one. Let's take just a small little water break. This is a water break. All right, and then there was something else about that prayer protection that I wanted to bring up. Oh, when it says, I am personally or collectively not responsible for the treatment of these souls, I questioned him about that, and he said, okay, here's the deal, Renata. A lot of shamans in that, when I learned this many, many years ago, were like dying from helping people. So you can take on the energy of the person and whatever the imbalance is, and like a sponge, if you don't wring it out, right, it gets heavy. So that's what that is. You're like commanding, you're claiming this, none of this is mine. I'm just the messenger. Do you know? There you go. So not being empathic is a wonderful thing, but to be in it and not of it. You've heard that before, yeah? Be in it, but not of it. Step back. That's that 7 reflection ability that we all have. That's the integration point for all the wisdom that we need to carry forward now and into the future for our lives. United we stand. United we do not have to fall. Okay? What did I just say? United we stand. We fluff each other up. We elevate each other. But united we do not have to fall. Looks that way when you pay attention to the outside. It feels that way when you feel stuck, like it feels like it's quicksand. I understand. We've all had journeys that we had to take and hold out in our hands and go, I'm glad I'm done with that. I'm glad I passed that one. Not sure how I did that. Took a little break, got us Renata here, a little misty spray. Yay. So the second thing I want to demo for us is the emotional parasite release. Emotional parasite release is a cool technique that will allow you to release. They say the issue is in the tissue. Maybe a lot of you have heard that before. I'm just checking. Yeah, okay, a lot of you have heard that before. Issue is in the tissue. So this is a way to release those trauma and issues in the tissue in a short way. It just takes your commitment. Just takes your commitment. And then we're going to go ahead and do it again. Does that sound good? Yeah, okay, here we go. So the idea is to release any trauma that you're holding. And you want to bring up the situation. I'm going to use my example of being afraid of water. I had a lot of water trauma, and I drowned in a couple lifetimes in the water thing. So bringing up the water thing was a good demo for me. So I closed my eyes, I brought up the emotion of drowning, all of that, going down the ship. It's not there anymore, but it was. And so I call it flatlining. When I bring up the situation, it's like, it's flickering. It's like right there. I'm right there in the trauma. Okay, here we go. I place my left hand over my heart, my right hand on my solar plexus, and I say, these feelings do not belong to me. These are not my feelings. I release them in love now and forever. And you wait for a click. You'll know what the click is when I'm talking about. You wait for that click. That's the emotional parasite release. It feels counterintuitive. I get you to fill up something, to fill up the emotion in your side of you where it just feels like you're there in that situation. And then to say, these are not my feelings. These feelings do not belong to me. I release them in love now and forever. But check this. That's a command. I know we get that once something has happened, you're stuck with it for life. Okay, I just showed you that that's not the way it goes. You can command. That's part of disciplining your mind as well as keeping your conscious light body clear. That's our job. All those little fears and doubts and all those traumas are like fucking sticky paper on us. Little gray blobs. So, there's no elevation, there's no lightness in our beingness. So incorporating this technique into your daily life, and you get to clear a lot of trauma, a lot of shadow, it's fairly cool. All right, so I did that. I gave you a little background. Maybe some of you out there have that fear of drowning or flying, you can go with that. But maybe there's some other stuff. It doesn't have to be heavy. You don't have to be traumatized, although you may be and not be aware of that. So know that as you bring up those emotions, other layers of those will manifest for you. And this is a solid tool that if you consciously enact that, when you start to feel out of balance with your thoughts, the heavy ones and then the lighter ones, you will master the energy of choosing the thoughts that you want to be thinking about. All right, shall we do it again? All right. So left hand on the heart, right hand on the solar plexus. Heart right here, kind of in the center, solar plexus, belly button, all right? And then go ahead and spend some time processing a little bit of whatever that emotion is that you want to release, okay? Maybe you're just annoyed with your partner. I mean, you know, I've been married for almost 39 years, okay. And there's times when I want to, like, Chucky, my husband, we're laughing about that, you know, but I'm irritated, you know? So those small irritations for me are my road to mastery, because I'm like, it really isn't anything he's done. It's just generally me with me. You get what I'm saying, right? Life is a reflection. That's what I'm saying to you. So, okay, we're all ready? You've got something pulled up that feels kind of juicy that you want to let go of? All right. Repeat after me, at least energetically. You can move your lips, but we're connected right now, so you feel me. Everybody, left hand on the heart, right hand on the solar plexus. You good? All right. Let's go ahead and close our eyes, all right? Close our eyes and go ahead and bring up that thought that's kind of like, gotcha. Okay, get it up there real good so you remember all the ins and outs. It could have been a little boy that like kicked you. You know, whatever it is, it's all good. It's all good stuff because you're going to learn to release it. I'm feeling ready. Everybody ready? These feelings do not belong to me. These feelings are not mine. I release them in love now and forever. Thank you. The purpose of mastery, the purpose of unconditional love, the purpose of us light beings, star seed, divine beings being here on this huge transformation of this planet, Mother Earth, at this exact moment, is to release every ambivalence, everything in love. There is no darkness, only love. This is Goddess Renata. I'll see you next time.